Good morning, welcome to Headline Focus, here live on Core Politics with me, Rob Double. It's the start of the week, Monday the 16th of October 2017, and with the time about 10 minutes before the start of the working day, let's have a look at what's in the news. So to start off with, the Daily Telegraph leads with a preview of what's going to be in the budget next month from the Chancellor, Philip Hammond. Now, the headline here is Raid on Older Workers. Now, what he means by that is tax breaks for those in their 20s and 30s paid for by cutting reliefs for older and better off workers. So, the Chancellor wanting to promote what he calls intergenerational fairness. The Conservatives in previous years have been criticised for focusing on older voters over the opportunities and reliefs and benefits for younger voters. A bit of a risk, though, as the Telegraph does point out, because the targeting voters who automatically normally do vote Conservative, older generations normally do vote Conservative, younger generations normally voting Labour or Lib Dem. So a bit of a risk electorally, but something which, according to the Telegraph, is going to be in the budget next month. Next up then from the Express, 2 days of storm chaos. Now, they're covering Hurricane Ophelia. This is coming from the Azores all the way over across the pond and in the Atlantic Ocean. It's an amber warning for Northern Ireland with all schools closed today. This is basically the storm is going to come in with possibly up to 80-mile-an-hour winds, with the Met Office saying there's a good chance Northern Ireland power cuts, flying debris, large waves in coastal areas and disruption to all travel services. Scotland may also be affected as well. England, it doesn't seem to be, is going to be particularly affected, but certainly Ireland and Northern Ireland are going to be hit pretty hard. Probably more news on that as it comes in later on today. It's due to hit later on today. Let's look in focus then at the main story, which once again is covering the Brexit stalemate between the EU and the UK over when to progress on to talking about the future of the EU-UK relations and in particular trade. So Theresa May, the Prime Minister, is on a surprise trip to Brussels today. She's flying over to, according to the Times, as you can see, to break the stalemate on Brexit over the negotiations, which seem to be at the moment going nowhere, not progressing further into the talks. A source from the Times says the PM is having dinner with EU officials to discuss European and geopolitical issues. This comes, of course, 3 days before the EU Council summit. Why is that important? Well, because the EU 27 leaders at that summit will decide whether the UK has had sufficient progress in negotiations to start talking about trade, which the UK and Theresa May so desperately want to get onto. If you have a look at the FT, which we've also put up here, May presses Merkel to end Brexit impasse as EU position hardens. So May has reportedly personally urged the German Chancellor Angela Merkel to end the Brexit standoff, and number 10 being anxious that businesses could be moving assets and employees to the EU unless some clear progress is made and some clarity is made about what the position of the UK is going to be with relationship with the EU come March 2019 when we do, in fact, leave. One more story then comes more internationally focused in The Guardian. Somalia reeling as terrorist attack leaves 500 casualties. Now this is, according to the Guardian, this is the bombing which happened on Saturday in the Somali capital of Mogadishu. At least 239 people known to be killed. What happened? Well, a lorry packed with explosive detonated near an entrance of a hotel. The Guardian is saying it's one of the most lethal terrorist attacks anywhere in the world for many years. No group, I should say, has yet said it was behind the bombing. Probably more news on that as well in the next few hours as the news develops. But that's pretty much it. You're up to date for the start of the week. Don't forget you can find all the latest on what we're doing here on Core Politics on our Facebook page and Twitter right here. But from me and all the team here at Core London, have a fantastic start to your week.